Students, today we are going to discuss some question based on set builder property, set builder form of sets. After that we will discuss about the types of sets. So, so first question under this category is 3, 6, 9, 12 curly brackets. Now students, when we write the set builder form of any set, we should speak like a lawyer. It should be language must be very firm. So for example, here set builder form is x such that x is equal to 3n. Now if I simply write x is equal to 3n, then I can put n as 5, 6. So 3 into 5 is 15, and 15 is not the part of set. So what we have to do, we have to restrict the limit of the n, which is 1 to 4. Now further, from 1 to 4 we are having 1.1, 1.2, many fractions. So if I put those fractions in place of n, so result is in decimal. So to avoid decimal, because decimals are not the part of this set, so we have to write one condition that n belongs to n. So now our set builder form is complete. Similarly, next question is set 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Here again we will write x such that x is equal to 2 raised the power n, where again n belongs to n and limit of n are 1 to 5. Next question is 5, 25, 125, 625, set of these 4 numbers. So again x such that x is equal to 5 raised the power n, where n belongs to n, capital N, which is natural number, and n less than is equal to 4. This is the limit. Next is an infinite set 2, 4, 6 up to so on. So we can write either x such that x is equal to 2n, where n belongs to n, or simply we can write down in the language x such that x is an even natural number. Okay, so this is the another way to write. Next is set 1, 4, 9 up to so on 100, bracket close. So if we observe that these numbers are square of natural numbers, so we can write x such that x is equal to n square, where n lies between 1 to 10 and n belongs to natural number. Now let us discuss types of sets. Now first is null set. Now a set in the form of empty bracket is called null set or empty set. Now this is very important, because sometimes its symbol is phi and sometimes it is mixed with this set. This is not null set, this is a non-empty set having a number 0 as the entry. So here we should always keep this in mind, that this is singleton 0 and null set has fixed symbol which is phi, and which means empty set like this. So we can understand this thing with example. Suppose A is a set such that x is a solution of equation 2x is equal to 3x. Now obviously 0 can satisfy this equation, so that means roster form of this set is singleton 0, so it is not a null set. Next is finite and infinite sets. So it's simple. Finite set means finite, having finite number of elements, and infinite set means having infinite number of elements. Next is equivalent sets and equal sets. Before that, let us understand one term which is called order of a set. Now suppose a set is A, set 1, 3, 5. Now if we write this expression, which is n of A, read as n of A, and which means order of a set. So this is the number of elements present in a set, which is in this case 3. Order of a set is also known as cardinal number. Now two sets A and B are equivalent sets if order of set A is equal to order of B. For example, set 1, 2, 3 is equivalent to set A, B, C. And two sets are equal if their orders are equal and their elements are also equal. That means set 1, 2, 3 is equal to set 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3, whatever way we are writing. So that means if sets are equal, then they are equivalent also. This is sure, but vice versa may not be true. May be true, may not be true. Next is singleton set. Now what is singleton set? This is a set having single element like singleton 1, singleton 2, singleton 100, singleton 0 and so on. Simple. The next is very important, subset. Now what is subset? If all the elements of a set A are also the elements of another set B, then it is written as A subset B. This is symbol for subset. Okay, so this means A subset B. Now if A is subset of B, that means B is superset of A. So it is one and the same thing. Now suppose set A is set 1, 2, 3 and set B is set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means A is subset B. Similarly, set C is set 5, 6, 7 and set D is 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we can write C subset D. Now one statement is there, A subset A. So students, this is absolutely right. Why? Because the definition says if all the elements of a set are also the element of another set. So that means all the elements of A are elements of A. That means a set can be subset of itself. It is absolutely right. Don't compare this thing with less than, like 2 less than 2. This is wrong. I know, but A subset A is right. Similarly, phi subset A, this is also true because phi means nothing and any set. For example, if I am having any set, say 1, 2, 3, and someone asks, apart from 1, 2, 3, what does this set have? So this set has 1, 2, 3 and after that it has nothing. That means phi. So phi is subset of any other non-empty set. I hope this thing should be clear to you. Now, from this discussion we can say that for any non-empty set A, there are always two subsets. That means the set itself and phi. These are two subsets for any non-empty set and these are called improper subsets. And other subsets than phi and A, so these are called proper subsets. So that's it. That's all for today. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice day.